स्वागत जी। कार्यक्रम के अंत में उद्बोधन हेतु मैं सह-अध्यक्ष परमादरणीय डॉक्टर राजाराम सुवेदी जी को सादर आदरणीय सुवेदी।
जनकः जननिश्चैव जनार्दन तथैव च जाह्नवी जन्मभूमिश्च जकार पंचदुर्लभ। Father, Mother, God Janardhan, River Ganges, and Motherland, these five precious gems are rare to the humanity. Respected chairperson, Sudan Paudel ji, Professor Sudan Paudel ji, specialist, Amnibandhu Pahadi ji, specialist, Dr. Praveen Kumar Tripathi ji, Hanuman Prasad Upadhyay ji, Dr. Saab, so many revered personalities in the stage, as well as the professors, teachers, administrative staff, and my dear students. Most of the foreign writers of history of India had misinterpreted the facts from ancient, medieval, and modern period. Even the Indus Valley civilization had ruined by the Aryans is a version of the Westerners. But in reality, that ancient Aryan civilization had been buried by the river Indus flood. And the independent movement of 1857 AD of the Indian people have misinterpreted as merely an uprising of local sepoys and was called Sipai Gadar. But in real Indian history writers like Professor Dr. Tarachan have interpreted as the first independent movement of India on the basis of historical facts. Likewise, the history of Nepal also had been distorted by the foreign writers, misinterpreting the facts. She was sometimes under Tibet, sometimes under China, and sometimes other countries. She never became an independent country like that. They evaluate like this, from ancient times to modern times. But the reality is disclosed that Nepal remained an independent country and no foreign rulers ruled yet, as well as the first time Nepal was unified by King Mahanadeva of the Lichavi period. So many historians or so many people interpret that Prithvinarayan Saha was the first unifier of Nepal. No, he was the fifth in the unifier. Then Narendra Deva, King Jayatari Malla, and Jayatiti Malla unified Nepal. Prithvinarayan Saha was the fifth unifier of Nepal, who was successful to conquer and merge small principalities under the banner of the ruling house of Gorkha. Nepal has its higher, brighter history. Since remote past, let us discuss in this with few words on this precious moment. Nepal-Bharat relation since remote past to modern period. Nepal is an independent sovereign country, culturally Hindu, lying in the southern border of Mid-Himalaya in the Hindu Kush range since the remote past. It has unwavering loyalty and devotion towards Hindu religion and culture. China and India both are of good neighbors. Relations between Tibet and Nepal started only after the initiation of Buddhism fostered by the Nepalese princess Ripoti. Prior to the Tibetan subjugation by China, the Buddhists of northern Nepal had cordial and reciprocal relations regarding the matter of religion, culture, and trade. Indian and Nepali traders used the Silk Road through Kathmandu, Lhasa, Kashmir, Ladakh to Samarkand. Both the countries were mutual partners. During the first half of the medieval period, the Khasamalla emperors of Western Nepal tried to capture the Silk Road in their heyday. The relations between Nepal and Bharat existed since the dawn of Aryan civilization. In the modern times, Bharat and Nepal are based on the ideals, values, and principles inherent in the common cultural heritage of both the countries. and the people of both countries. Nepal is well known as the abode of innumerable deities and the ancestral home of Ma Parvati and Goddess Sita. The Bhatta priests of Lord Pashupatinath temple are from South India, and more than 2,000 priests and the Lalmohria Pandas of Nepal are in different temples of India. The sages and the hermits of India visit Nepal, especially on the occasion of Shivaratri. All the living Sankaracharya pay homage to Lord Pashupatinath every year. Jagadguru of Kashya, and Varanasi, Kashi and Varanasi visit many Vishnu temples of Nepal. The kings of Nepal visit Puri and Rameswaram, and the Jagadguru Sankaracharya of Sringeri Mutt often visit Nepal. All these facts demonstrate the cultural tie between Nepal and India. Nepal is considered more ancient than Janakpur, Mithila, Assam, Kamrup, Kudumbarapuri, Kurmanchal, Palhit, Avanti, Kundina Mandana, Vidarbha Desha, Trivistapa, Tibet, Kedarkhand, Gandhara of Afghanistan, Pragjyotispur, Assam, and Tukhara Desha, Turkey. 6th century BC, Lichavi dynasty are occasionally mentioned in the political events. Bimbisara, the first dynasty, Hiruka dynasty ruler of Magadha, Mahajanapara, a contemporary of Lord Mahavir, the 24th Tirthankar of Jainism, and Gautam Buddha, the originator of Buddhism, had married a Lichavi Gaur Chelna. From the mention, India's unbroken relationship with Nepal is visible even in those times. Acharya Kautilya has mentioned that the importance of Nepalese products in Kosa, Pari, Vishya, Ratnatra. Of the worldwide work, Kautilya of Shastra, that the eightfold natural robe made with black sheep wool, as its name Hingisi. The Nepali woolen products were sold in high price at the market of Patliputra, modern Patna. Ashtaklot Sanghatya, Krishna Hingisi, Varsa Parana Samasaraka, Iti Naipa. Chandragupta first, the first independent ruler of Gupta Empire, was married to Kumar Devi, the daughter of Lichavi royal family of Nepal. We came to know about this fact from sacred inscriptions and seals. From these marital relations, the mighty and innumerable ruler of Indian history, Samudragupta, was born, who spread the influence of the Gupta rule throughout India and beyond the Indian geographical boundary. Due to being related to Lichavi, Samudragupta has been called the pride Sakarva Lichavi Dovitraka in the Gupta inscriptions. Not only this, the Guptas had also issued a coin of Chandragupta Kumari Devi, couple in memory of this marital relations. Chandragupta first probably established his dominance over the Prayag and Saket areas of Uttar Pradesh after entering into matrimonial relations with the Lichavi. Thus, we can see that the rise of Gupta dynasty in Nepali Lichavi have an important contribution to the development of India and Nepal. During the reign of Amsubarma, the king of Nepal, Briguti, the princess of Nepal, was married to Srangchang Gyampo, Ku Chong Long Chen, the king of Tibet. And the sister of the king Amsubarma, Bhogadevi, was married to the Surasena, belonging to the Maukhari line, the king of Magadha, in Bikram Sambat 645 AD. During the reign of Narendra Deva, the king of Nepal, a Chinese diplomatic agent corresponding to ambassador modern time, at the place of Raja Harshavardhan of Magadha, Li Piao visited through Nepal. The king of Nepal welcomed him with due respect in 645 AD. After him, Guang Wenxie followed the same path with his assistants and escort to the same position at the same state. But time had been changed. Harshavardhan, the king of Magadha, was no more living behind Moha here. with the caretaker of Prime Minister Arjuna to Arunachal was usurped the throne. Arunachal plundered the Chinese envoy and killed some escorts, upon which Wang Wenxi fled to Tibet. Tibet helped men and logistics, and Nepal helped 7,000 cavalry support to wage a war with Arunachal, who was defeated and was taken to China. It is the code of Dr. Majumdar. Nepal was a unified country during the Lisari period. I had already mentioned above paragraph. During the early medieval period, Nepal was further unified and the process of consolidation was going on gradually. During the later medieval period, the central rule had been gradually impressed by the trends of disintegration and the feudal states were being free to create princedoms like Kumaon, Garhwal, Kangra, and Himachal regions and Tibet. In such a situation, Nepal could not remain unified, and there emerged new small states, more than 62 in number, which we call Baisi, Chobisi, Sevarajya, and Valleys, Malaki. Prithvinarayan Shah, king of the ruling house of Gorkha, the fifth unifier of Nepal, started to unify those small feudal principalities under his banner. His main motto was to unify Nepal from river Tista to Kashmir. Prithvinarayan Shah and his second son Bahadur Shah conquered most of Nepal's territory and established a central administration that tied Nepal into national unity from river Tista to river Yamuna and just Kangra. Kangra was called gateway to approach Kashmir. Ranjit Singh, the Lion of Punjab, had his eyes on Kangra, Kashmir, and the interest of all with the Gorkha. The relation military volunteers of Nepal could increase the number of Gorkhali army could be doubled at the time of need. Behind the attraction of Gorkhali army could achieve Javid deployment in terms of new conquer, owner, farm land for the cultivation. Gorkhali army was trained by the two French militants, Byrons and Bell in the artillery. There was a boundary clash between British and own territory and Nepal own territory, especially in the plain of Palpa, Uthan, Gautahar. Those states had their territory from Purnia, Gorakhpur, Bareilly to Saran. Previously was unified by Nepali army. The expansion of Nepal army parallel to the British India's interest. The main target of the British India was to revive the Himalayan passes to Tibetan plainland up down to Silk Road, route approaching Samarkand, the training center of the Europe. Those Himalayan passes were captured by Nepali during the unification campaign to the east and west. Thus, the two powers, British and the Gorkha, came face to face as an expansionist in the Himalayan territory. British India started touching the lowland of Nepal in the northeast, despite repeated efforts by the British rule. The British became disintegrated and they distraught, and they did not get the expected great success in Nepal, and in 1804, Lord Wellesley broke the earlier trade treaty with Nepal. This factor resulted in the Nepal and East India War in 1814. Nepal wanted to reach a peace with the company, but the company had reached the conclusion that to don't end the Gorkhali expansion was to river Mahakali to East River Nij. Because the British trained army retired from the Battle of Waterloo after exile of Napoleon Bonaparte, the Great of France, St. Helena was dispatched available in India against Nepal. In the war, Nepal was defeated and was forced to conclude a humiliating treaty, Sudan of the British East India Company. India became free from British slavery in 1947, and many Nepalese political leaders like Prasad Koirala and other Nepalese people, allied people, found help to custody in India for the cost of Indian independence war of 1947. At the same moment, independent movement, there was peace in the northern Himalayan border of India. Nepal was also situated as independent nation. In the economic field, Nepal and India have coexisted as intimate friends for centuries in a particular sense. because Nepalese population is fully dependent on India nowadays. Thus, the political leaders of Nepal sold all means of development infrastructure to the pro-Indian Nepali citizens, and they gradually collapsed. For some instance, the Banswari shoe factory, the Bhilpudi paper industry, the Himalayan cement factory, the Godavari marble factory, the Raghupati jute mills of Viratnagar, the Hetongda cotton and textile industry, Janakpur cigarette factory, Nepalganj cattle factory, Patan industrial estate, the Jutta match factory of Viratnagar, Pokhara match factory, the Hetongda iron and steel factory, the Hetongda agricultural tools factory, the uh, uh, Ambu tire and tube factory can be taken as body example. Which policy destroyed the infrastructure of Nepal and she became full economy dependent upon India. India is supplying its products, clothes, salt, iron to Nepal, even the petroleum, diesel, kerosene, oil, liquid petroleum gas, and so many items which need Nepal. There is no balance of trade to export is less than Nepal to India, and the importing high from India and China to Nepal. Till date, there is a good understanding between the two countries in trade and commerce. The industrial product supply of Nepal, both agriculture and agro-industrial, is mainly India and abroad to India. Nepal is responsible for many problems, not of her problems or her development of her own making. Nepal's distance from the sea is formidable, different in its economic development. The right of transit for landlocked country Nepal is primarily an economic issue, though it has been occasionally marred by the political overtones. Nepal's import became more extensive and exports less competitive because the high costs of transit, the delay, the delays involve not only economic costs but also loss of goodwill. The high cost economy of landlocked Nepal manifests itself in industrial age in the other sectors by making Nepal's unit cost to entry of Nepal manufacturers into India and overseas countries. So Nepal has been raising objections against restrictions on some Nepalese industrial goods which are being exported to India, especially jute goods, stainless steel utensils, matches, woolen yarn, synthetic fibers, alcoholic drinks, dry ginger, cardamom, balls, red copper, utensils, and cottage industry products, preserved edibles, and different iron rods, metal idols, and art objects, etc. It means that India always wanted Nepal remain other mercy in the sphere of trade and business. It is clear that Nepal's economy would continue to depend on India and in large measure. The wrong border between Nepal and India is clearly defined in accordance with various treaties from time to time. There are controversies regarding nursing a tapu of Susta, which was an elephant trapping point of Nepal from long time to Susta, Northern Nepal. And the Limpia Dura, Lipulefa, Kalapani, Putiyangi was captured by India Army during Sino-Indian War of 1962. To be safe from Chinese attack, being an easier Nepali Himalayan passes to Tibet from the territory of Dharsula district of Nepal. Recently, Limpia Dura is involved illegally in its map of India without any notice and knowing that the government of Nepal has also printed a map with proof in which issue Indian journalists barked and vomited unnecessary provocation, and the government of India closed bilateral dialogue between these two neighboring countries. In the plain land, Tarai of Nepal did not restrict the flow of Indians. Nepal is being gradually going into the Indian economic sphere, regardless of what political changes might be taken place. In the governments restrict the flow of Indians by tightening up citizenship requirements on all kinds of activities, then the government may invite India relationship and Nepal is likely to be more hot by its own restrictions. It is high time that mutual suspicion and fruitless debate should give place to positive cooperation in the sphere of economy. The prevailing atmosphere of fear and suspicion between two close neighbors had deprived them both benefits from irrigation, electricity, port control, water transportation, and many other mutual advantageous economic projects. Nepal always felt the lack of funds to complete the bankable projects, and she always is seeking donors to get relief from foreign aids. Nepal's most abused liberal imports policy on the one hand and India's control-ridden system on the other have enabled traders, mostly Indian, to exploit long and open border between the two countries to their self-advantage. Although permanent geographical, historical, and economic ties have brought the two countries close together, occasional misunderstandings are bound to arise. When difficulties arise, it is essential for both sides to show tolerance and understanding in handling them. Both India and Nepal grew impassioned nationalism, which is outdated and implies harsh rivalry and competition between independent national states. But at the present time, there should be a mutual promotion of good understanding and cooperation between the two rivals. If India would blink her eyes against Nepal. If India would blink her eyes against Nepal, all Nepali people would complain anti-Indian feelings, which would lose prestige of India in the international diplomatic forum. So we should be very aware of the relation between India and Nepal, culturally, economically, socially, geographically, the geopolitical construction of Nepal is south tilted. The Himalayan overflow rivers. If Himalaya is already full, if the Nepal is flooded, then India also get lost. So that so many rivers from Nepal are flowing in the Indian land. So both India and Nepal should be good relation with to check the dams as well as one thing. It is not convincing that from China there are so many rivers flowing through Nepal to India. That water is very useful to India for irrigation. But whatever hydro projects already prepared in Nepal from foreign countries, that India is not entertaining on foreign only countries, but only India is trying to invest or hydro projects in Nepal, and these projects are entertained by India, not from the foreign countries. So it is not a good attitude of really good relation with Nepal, so that both of us should come in one table and discuss mutually eye to eye, not from the bigger and small countries based on the territory. So we have presented here so positively, and both of us are very cordial, very heartful relations from the ancient period to modern times. So let us continue our dialogue and let us benefit Queen and Queen system. Both should be doing. One of them should not be lost. Okay. So expressing these sentiments with my work paper of this seminar, let me finish my speaking, finish my lecture. Thank you very much.